Thursday night is the night you thought you wouldn't see us, but you're going to see us because, well, it's 12 days of Christmas time. And whenever there's 12 days in a row and it's like right before Christmas, it's time to give away cool things. So tonight we are going to talk websites. We're going to talk WordPress. We have got Jason Cathcart with me. Jason, good evening.
Hey, John. How are you? It's
Doing
good to
well.
be here.
Doing well. Thank you for being on. Yeah, we are going to dig into WordPress websites a little bit. We're going to confuse you. We're going to scare you. We're going to make you think that the web world is the most ugly, evil. No, wait, no, that's the Facebook talk later. Sorry. We're going to make you feel good about your website, and we're going to make you love WordPress. So tonight's going to be kind of an intro, a little bit of an intro to WordPress, digging into some of the things that Jason works with really on a daily basis. So we're going to share the screen and really dig into it tonight. Jason, are you ready to roll?
You bet. Hope we can cover everything, but we'll get you guys a good foundation to get started.
That sounds great. And if you guys have any questions, Jason, you go ahead and go full screen because it should pop us up here if we switch over to, I think, this one. Yeah, we're going to switch to that one here in just a sec. There we go. So we're still on the screen and we've got your... So for those of you watching, if you would like to ask questions or share some thoughts, please go to our YouTube video, which you can go to at discjockeynews.com/live if you're on Facebook, and that will show you the video player right there. Otherwise, you guys have got the link. It's on my Facebook page. It's been on all over. And you guys got it in email too. So that's the place. On YouTube chat is a place to put the questions and such. And you're seeing some of our changes we're going to be bringing out with DJ and TV in 2017 going on below us here tonight. So it's kind of cool stuff. And Jimmy's been working hard on our graphics, and we appreciate Jimmy. He's doing a great job. Yay! Okay, that's enough of that. Let's get into it, Jason. What are we looking at? Where are we at? Walk us through life on the internet.
All right. So we're going to be focused on WordPress. If you don't know what WordPress is, it is basically it's an advanced content management system. At this point, don't let people tell you that's just for blogs. You can build anything on WordPress these days. So you've got your WordPress, you've registered your domain name, you've got your hosting in place, and now you want to get WordPress installed. So hopefully your web host has a nice cPanel for you that's going to let you install WordPress with literally one click. And that's what we're going to do right now. On my host here, we use a installer called Softaculous, but there are a couple other installers. They all kind of work the same way. We click on WordPress and it comes up. We got a nice button that says install now. And we're going to fill in just a couple of details, what the name of our site is, what our description of our site is. These two absolutely have to be filled in. Mm-hmm. You're going to create yourself a username and a password and assign that to an email address. And then you can get into selecting some design themes right off the get-go. But you don't need to do any of that. All you have to do is click this button that says install. And it says 3 to 4 minutes. It's usually more like 30 seconds. We have WordPress installed. Mm-hmm. So we can go check our site out, make sure it's actually installed. And boom, we have a default WordPress blog. So now, not everybody's going to have the ability to just one-click install WordPress. And if that's the case, you're going to want to go over to wordpress.org and you're going to download their package. You're going to unzip that and you're going to have to upload that to your web host, usually via FTP. And then you follow through their installation instructions, and it's about a 5-minute process.
Yeah, and that's something we won't go into because it takes time first off, and you did it the one click here.
Right.
And it can vary from host to host. And most of them know WordPress has become such a universal tool in the website world that, as you saw that when Jason was going through and showing there's a WordPress and there's a few other apps that can be installed. I mean, those are just industry standards right now.
Yeah. A lot of these tools obviously there's hundreds of things that we can install with one click now. So it's fantastic. From a management perspective, you don't have to worry about figuring out how this install works. You just click a button, and it's like you would on Windows, and let it do its thing, right? So great, we've got our blog, but this is really generic, right? At this point, we want to start deciding, what do we want our website to look like? So we're going to pick a theme. WordPress has the ability to install tons of themes that are pre-made by graphic designers, and basically, if you can think of them like a skin, you can make your website look like anything. I like this one particular theme called Divi, that is with Elegant Themes. It's a subscription-based theme. There are hundreds of free themes out there.
Yeah,
you get what you pay for. Some of the free themes are great. But we want to find something that has the ability to give us mobile responsiveness right off the bat. These days, we don't design web pages for the desktop first. We design them for the phone. You design for your smallest screen, and then you go bigger, right?
For sure, yeah.
It's kind of the opposite of what we used to do things. So we definitely want to make sure any theme that we pick is responsive right out of the get-go. If it's not, Google is going to penalize you. So let's not make any mistakes with Google when we're at this early in the game, right?
Yes, for sure.
So Elegant Themes, I like. There's also Theme Forest. I think Theme Monster. There's
a lot of good
Google
ones.
WordPress themes, and you'll be boggled with choices. So the theme that I like to use is called Divi, because it is kind of more like a framework than it is a theme that your website's going to look like this.
Sure.
We have the ability to customize everything throughout the whole website. We can change the way every single button looks and behaves, the greatest thing I like about it, though, is it has a visual composer. So you can basically just drag and drop boxes on your web page, and what you see is what you get. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to show you how this works really quickly, and we'll install it in our WordPress blog that we built. All right. Do I need to zoom this in?
I think we can make out where you're headed a little. Yeah, if you can maybe bring it up a little bit. There you go.
All right.
Perfect. Now we can see it.
All right. So first time you log into the administration side of your WordPress site, this is what you're going to see. The main spot that you're going to want to go right away is to settings. And of course, that's down near the bottom. So hopefully it's not getting cut off.
No, it's good. We can still see it.
Yeah. And then here is where you can edit a lot of those settings that we set up when we installed. You can set your time zones and change how your dates are set up. I don't usually change anything else as a default other than the permalinks.
Yep.
We want to make sure that we have a nice structure that's easy for people to use. I like just to go with the post name structure. Then you get nice, easy URLs that Google likes and are easy for your visitors to remember.
Yes,
as well.
For sure.
So we just save those changes. And then we're going to go install our theme. Lots that you can get right within your WordPress dashboard as well. You've got main ones that come installed, and then lots of other choices there as well.
Are those all free that you're looking at right there in the features?
These ones are all free, and right here we've got one that looks like it's great for a wedding-based website.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously, I don't know how any of those behave, and each theme is going to behave slightly differently.
And I think that's probably one big thing with WordPress is that when you get comfortable with a theme company or a person who makes those themes, when you understand how they think, you don't drift off from their themes too terribly much, because it's in many cases such a completely different thought process to go from this company's theme to this company's theme.
Well, yeah, and there's not a lot of documentation often within the code.
Yeah.
So, if you're going with the same themes and you get used to how that programmer has worked with things, if you're getting really deep into customization, then you know what to look for. Great thing, though, about a lot of the premium themes is you have support along with them as well. So with Elegant Themes, they have a support forum. You can go in and ask questions and get answered, not just by the community, but by staff as well. So,
and that's definitely helpful to utilize that.
I talk about Elegant Themes a lot. I sound like I'm a shill for them. I don't get paid anything. I just really like the product.
Yeah.
So uploading your own theme that you've downloaded from somewhere really is as easy as just clicking on choose file, and the theme is going to come in as a zip file. You just click on that and install, and it just takes a couple seconds. And anytime now.
Somebody's just asking a question about SEO, that they're struggling with improving their WordPress SEO. And of course, you mentioned the idea that the WordPress theme has to have a very good mobile component to it, which is a huge part, I think, of the SEO.
Yes.
So if there's things where we're going along, make sure if there's spots we can drop in a little SEO.
Well, that permalinks thing, that's a great bit of SEO. We want your URLs to be as simple as possible, and when you're using the post name and that, let's just go back there for a second.
The post name, which should have keywords in it. Now the URL has keywords.
Exactly. So that post name is going to get pulled from the title of your page or your blog post. So, if you keyword load your blog post titles, then that's going to go into your URL structure. So that helps on an SEO perspective. So that's one thing right off the bat. Picking a good theme with SEO capabilities is a good choice as well. And some themes are really good for SEO and other ones
not so much.
I know Elegant Themes has been really great for me as far as SEO is concerned. Without any effort, I'm on first page of Google all the time, and I put a little bit of effort and I'm in position 1, 2, or 3, which is exactly where you want to be. And I'm in a market of 1 million people. So, it's somewhat saturated.
Got another question, and this one I can field while you were getting things lined up and such. They were asking about Wedding Wire, WeDJ, Thumbtack, and different things. It depends on your market, and I know that's not the answer you guys are wanting to hear, but there's some markets that Wedding Wire is very good, and the companies are more aggressive. I seem to find that multi-systems do better on Wedding Wire and the not, because they have more inventory to sell compared to myself, who has one show, and I don't want to be working every weekend, so for me that doesn't work. WeDJ, I think in more rural, small town markets, WeDJ I think is right now kicking everyone's butt. And I'm not saying this because they don't even advertise with us, and that sucks. I wish they would, because they make a lot of money off us because of what we talk about in this situation. But this is tips for you guys. If you're in a smaller community of 50,000 or less, definitely check out WeDJ. And the best thing to do is go search in the town you want to work in and search, in my case, St. Cloud Wedding DJ. Go search that in Google. Find out who's coming up, who's popping up high, and which one looks attractive enough. WeDJ's kind of changed something now that the top 10 DJs in whatever market it is, and they've done that for their SEO, and they're like the top 4 positions in the markets I want to be in. So for me, that's where I'm going to spend my money, in that arena. Between Facebook ads and WeDJ, that's my 2017 marketing budget. Just started that actually the other day, and I've already booked 2 shows off the WeDJ thing. So it's working. Has it worked all the time? No, it worked for a period of time. I took 2 years off because it wasn't working and it wasn't showing up, but they've changed something. They've been more aggressive. Now's the time. So it's not something you can do and stick with forever. Things change in the internet world as you know, from Facebook. It changes from day to day at times. So that's my thoughts there. So, okay. Sorry, Jason, where are we at?
That's okay. I know that's important information. Okay, so we have activated our theme. And now when we visit our website, it looks significantly different. And it's really plain.
Yeah.
We're going to change that.
Yeah, the snowstorm, snow, you know.
You know, we haven't done anything. We have no content. We have no colors picked. We've done literally nothing at this point. One thing, I just want to go back really quickly.
Yeah.
You see here, we've got updates available, and it might even be just for my Divi theme. When you log into your dashboard with WordPress, it is always going to come up right away and tell you if there's updates.
Yeah.
Always update. Every time. Updates can't be missed. You can set your website to automatically update, but you still have to have logged into the administration side for that to happen. Updates are going to make sure that you've got the best SEO available, that, you know, if your theme has done any updates, you're going to make sure that your website stays secure so you don't get hacked by Russian hackers who throw up, you know, their flag all over your website. You don't want any issues like that. So always update. I can't say update enough times.
Mm-hmm. One thing, just to throw in there, Jason, when you're looking for a host to host your website, one of the important things from our perspective, meaning Distracting News and Distracting News TV perspective websites, we wanted to find one that did a backup on a regular basis. My computer has Time Machine. Every hour, it backs up everything. So if I have something that all of a sudden the computer dies, I can restart and go back an hour before some software was installed or something.
Right.
Make sure your host does that. Some hosts do it every few days. Some does it daily. Some do it every so many hours. So be aware there's variety and differences there. And sometimes that cheapest hosting, somebody was talking about GoDaddy hosting. You know, a lot of us have been there, done that. It's not where we're at now because our needs are more than a casual need, which GoDaddy can handle some casual needs, but they can't handle working websites. So
no, anything you need to absolutely rely on and have running, you're relying on your income from, I wouldn't go with GoDaddy on for sure. And that's not just my bias as somebody who owns a hosting company. It's just, you know, time and time again, I have people come to me because GoDaddy wasn't serving them, right? So
yeah, and it's really, you know, if a person has a single page and it's really nothing that, you know, you have 2 people who see it a month, okay, there's nothing there.
Right.
But from our perspective with the Distracting News, where I've got, you know, you guys are members and supporters, and you're logging in and you want to get that access to content and things. That's another reason why you're going to see a major change in what we do at the Distracting News. Our themes we're going to change our themes. We're changing the websites over so they will be more responsive and work better for you guys, especially with this little guy. And that's taking some time and quite a bit of money here this fall, but we're going to make sure it's done right. So make sure you're at a host that can handle what you guys want to do with your websites for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, you point out your phone there, and I logged into my domain registrar's site. And I'm like, oh, great, they've finally got a responsive site. Well, they've only got a responsive login page. And everything else takes you back to the desktop site. Like, you can't do this on my phone.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't work. So responsiveness is huge, right?
Very much so in this day and age.
All right. So we've installed WordPress. We've installed our theme. It's time to make our first page. And this is just going to be our home page. So we don't need to worry too much about a title for it, because this page being our home page is going to take the site's title as a default.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on what theme you use, the way you're going to build your page is going to be a little differently. Because I'm using Divi, I'm going to use the Divi Builder. And to really just kind of speed things along here, I'm going to go with a predefined layout.
Mm-hmm.
And as easy as that, believe it or not, we have a web page that we can look at that's going to be significantly different. But before we can see it in all its glory on our page, we're going to check it out. And I always, I clicked on the wrong thing. Open link in new tab, that's one.
There we go.
All right. So we've got a basic web page with basic elements that we can now go in and we can edit. And lots of options that we can add in different modules, we can add in different sections, we can change the background colors of each section and really customize this a myriad of different ways so that every page doesn't look like every other Divi page that's out there. That's one thing that if you get into WordPress and you start looking at websites, you start to notice a lot of web pages are using particular themes. You don't want your web page to look like every page that's out there. And that's why,
for sure.
That's why I like to pick something like Divi, where it's more of a framework and we can customize everything else within it. And I mean,
and I think that concept of it being a framework, I'm seeing more and more of those out there that are like that, where as you go back to where you're able to work on and edit the page, it looks like there's more drag and drop components to it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we can insert anything. Let's throw a map in here. And we'll just put in Calgary, Alberta. Click on find. It should do its thing. And needs an actual address. Let's try 90210.
Zip code.
See if that works. No. So I don't want to put in somebody's home address in there. But lots of things that we can add in. Counters and timers and galleries and pricing tables and social media tabs and all this is as a framework built right into a good theme.
Yeah, yep, exactly. As we were looking around for different themes, I was surprised at the number of builders or themes that are out there that are more of a builder, a click drag, click insert than there were when we looked, 3 years ago when these just didn't exist at this level.
Yeah. Well, I'll show you the visual builder. It really changes the game because now not only can I add things in here, but I can change their spacing and, I can move this down and now.
Oh, wow. That is sweet.
I can add in, okay, we're going to put in a new section and I want it to have a 2/3 and 1/3 layout. And, we're going to throw some bar counters in on this side. And test 60. Test 40. Now we've got bar counters there.
Yeah.
And we'll throw a button in here.
Boy, that the technology and such is how that has evolved over the last 2 years. Probably really 1 year, I'm guessing.
So, I mean, just a myriad of things we can start to do, and it's quick. And what you see is what you actually get. Oh, I was going to do a map again. Of course, that's not going to work, right?
Still wants the address. Come on, man.
So yeah, we can, contact forms and all of this, just drag and drop and move things around and really make our website something special. That
So we've made
represents us.
So we've made this page. Now let's say we've completed this page. We like how it looks. Now, how do we make this page our home page? And then after that, we're going to take a break and give away our first prize tonight, gang. But walk us through, how do we make this the home page? Because right now, if they would type in the URL, whatever the URL is, they wouldn't get this page.
No, we wouldn't get this page. In fact, what we just get
should be our old one.
Is our old one still? You know what? I did all this work on my homepage.
Where did it go?
But it's still there. So, okay, I need to exit my Visual Builder. It's going to take us back to our dashboard. Okay. So we're going to go to Appearance, and we go to Customize. And in here is where we get into really making changes to how our website looks.
Mm-hmm.
Down here at the bottom, and hopefully it's not getting cut off, we can choose a static front page, and you can change it to be what we've got here, or we can pick a static page. And for the front page, I'm just going to select Home, and it's going to update, and boom, we're right there. Save and publish that. And now if we go back and refresh this, our home page is now the page we just created.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, Jason, let's take a little break here. We're going to run our sponsors again. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we're right in the middle, well, actually towards the end now, of our 12 Days of Christmas. Tonight's sponsor, or tonight's prize, is a 12-month music subscription from Prime Cuts Music. PrimeCutsMusic.com. Yeah, you guys will be getting basically everything you need, or everything you will need, for most of your dances. And it's you can get the discs and such. I think they come out weekly. Yeah, I think they're weekly now with their things. But a ton of music, because they've got their Prime Cuts, they've got their hit discs. Everything is on one thing you download each month, and yeah, you get a lot of music. So PrimeCutsMusic.com. We're going to be giving that away in just a couple of moments, but we've got our full list of sponsors, because each night we have different prizes. Here we go.
It's that time of year again. Time to sign up for the Disc Jockey News 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. This year we have 12 days packed full of amazing prizes you can win. On the first day, you can win 5 specialty video downloads worth $125 from promo only. On day 2, someone is going to win a full show pass for Mobile Beat Las Vegas 2017. Up for grabs on day 3 is 3 months of digital downloads from Top Hits USA. On day 4, you can win a Swarm 5 FX from Chave DJ. Multiple winners on night 5 means you can win either a Weather System EXA from Blizzard Lighting, or one of 4 copies of Dex 3 software from PC DJ. On night 6, we're giving away a Stinger Star from ADJ. You can make your own Christmas star if you win the prize on night 7, an Uno Laser Legacy GBC from ProX. On the 8th day, you can win 1 year of digital downloads from Prime Cuts. Up for grabs on the 9th day is an iPad Mini brought to you by DJ Event Planner. On the 10th day, you have a chance to win a Newmark NV2 DJ controller. Win on the 11th day, and you can be playing your holiday music from a set of EKX 12-piece speakers from EV. And finally, on the 12th day, JBL is offering up a shiny new pair of PRX 815W speakers. Bonus prize, all the winners from each night will also receive their own pair of gig gloves. You even have a chance to snag up some official Disc Jockey News gear just by joining our chat room on each night's live show. To sign up, stop by discjockeynews.com/12 days of Christmas. No purchase is necessary, and all prizes will be delivered by Christmas. Best of luck, everyone.
Okay, we are back again. Well, just a second. We got to fix this. This isn't what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be that, and it's supposed to be that. Now. Okay, yeah, it's coming up. Okay, sorry. It's time to do the drawing. We've got our 12 months of Prime Cuts downloads, again, from primecutsmusic.com. You guys can check that out as one of our sponsors. All the links for the sponsors are down below in the description. You can go down there. We've got some great music supply companies. We've got lighting companies down there. We've got some audio companies down there. Really, some of the best in the industry are helping to support what we do here at Disc Jockey News TV. Yay! Thank you, because without them, these things don't happen. So we don't have the drum roll, but we have the drum roll going on in the chat room, and that's what it's all about there. We appreciate that. Our winner tonight is from Jacksonville, Florida. We are Leslie from Fly By Night Entertainment. And Leslie, I'm going to try the last name. It's Fuqua. Fuqua, I believe, is what it would be. I'm not exactly sure, but Leslie Fuqua, I believe, is what it is. And I don't want to say something that's going to offend anyone, so we're going to just refer to Leslie by Fly By Night Entertainment out of Jacksonville, Florida. Thank you much, Leslie, for signing up. We'll get your information over to the crew at Prime Cuts, and they'll get you set up with that download service. So, yay, Leslie. We'll be doing, and we've got 2 more drawings we're going to be doing, and this is going to happen from the chat room. And what we'll do is just kind of randomly grab someone who's been posting in the chat room. So if you haven't posted anything because you haven't had anything to say, ask Jimmy how his day was. And that you can post in the chat room, and that might get we might select that because we just basically give it a spin of the wheel, and whoever it lands on, you are going to be the winner. We've got Disc Jockey News subscriptions, which is a print subscription, which is $25 a year for that. And then if you've already gotten that, then we have some t-shirts that will be headed out actually next week. We're going to have all the boxes lined up, and out the door they go because we've got winners from each night. So, okay, there's my spiel, Jason. Now we're ready to get back to it.
Spiel away, John.
Yeah, we're good. Let's jump back to our full screen there so you can show us where we're at, and let's dig into that website some more.
Okay.
Ian.
You got me here?
Yep, we're good. We're good. Ian just asked Jimmy, how was your day? Ian, I think you've already posted a few times then.
Let's do that. Ian was asking what my hosting is. John, is it okay if I...
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. If it's something they can give over Ian.
My hosting company that I run is farouthost.com. And we've got a variety of packages starting from about $5 a month. So we're not bargain basement, but we're definitely not super expensive either.
Okay. I was able to put farouthost.com up there. So yay.
Oh, without the S though. Just Far Out Host. Yeah. Wouldn't let me type it in the box there.
Okay.
Okay. So right now what we've just done is we've set our homepage, and we're in the appearance section of the dashboard. In the appearance section, you can change a variety of settings, and what you can and can't change in this section really differs depending on what your theme's options have set here.
But this concept is available for pretty much every theme.
Pretty much every theme will let you, you'll definitely be able to do your general settings, your header and navigation. And what will actually be under header and navigation will be different for each theme. You'll be able to do menus and widgets as well, and usually color schemes as well. So you can make some really quick changes to what your website looks like. We'll just, we'll quickly make this one. Well, let's make it red for Christmas. And all that did was change this little hamburger menu over here to red, but now we're in the red color scheme for this theme. So yeah, what you see in here, it's different for every theme. So I'm not going to get into too much detail in here.
Yeah.
All right. So
let's kind of go down the different things that are in the menu, and let's talk about which there's going to be some of these things that are in or down the dashboard there that are in each one.
Right. So posts is where WordPress kind of started. WordPress started as a blog posting platform. Posts are still generally for creating blog posts. And you can categorize, so you can create categories and you can create posts. With most themes now, you do have the ability to make your posts just as elaborate as you would your pages. You've got access to all the builder tools within them. So, if you go into add a new post, it really just looks exactly like the creative page section at this point. for all intents and purposes, you do want to keep your blog posts and your pages separate. If you're going to run a blog alongside of your website, you can keep those two things kind of separate and have your blog look a certain way and be able to format your pages separately. Media is where all of your photos and logos and PDF files and everything will show up.
Would you recommend storing videos here?
It's going to depend on your web host, John.
Okay.
and
why is that?
They can handle streaming video, and some web hosts that will actually even be against the terms of service.
Yeah, that's what yep.
So, read those things before you sign up with anybody. But, if your web host is capable, then yeah, definitely you can host and stream videos from your own website. But
not too many. Not too many hosts. As you say, it's against terms of service for most of, just because of the bandwidth it's going to take, and the hosts don't want to have one person eating up too much bandwidth.
I mean, YouTube is great, and I mean, there's a little bit of give and take if you're going to put your videos on YouTube instead of hosting them yourself. The give being that you're going to have to give a little bit of time to wait for that to be requested from YouTube and loaded within your web page. But the take is you get a little bit of an SEO boost because Google likes those YouTubes. So, yes. Mostly I see people just use the media library for adding their own photos.
Yep, images and such. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to upload my company's logo in here. And it was really just as easy as click select file, click on the logo, open, and it uploads. And now we've got two. And then once you've got images, you can see them. You can actually do some really basic editing. You can rotate an image, flip it.
Probably my biggest disappointment with that is there's times where I'd love to crop something, and I don't think they've got a crop tool.
You can crop. You can do an aspect ratio crop.
See, that's when I have to think.
Well, yes.
I want dragon, I want something. Yeah, I was looking at that, and it's like, okay, I can do some things, but
you can do some things. I mean, really nice thing is you can scale your image really quickly.
That's huge, yeah.
And you can change. You can mess around with your thumbnails as well. So change your thumbnail sizes. Just it's a quick fix. It's not Photoshop, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's it. It's just.
So that's where all of your images are going to be. Pages we kind of showed you already, but now we've got some pages in here, so you actually can see a list of your pages. You can edit your pages. You can trash your pages. We don't need this sample page in here anymore, so get rid of it. Comments, if you choose to turn them on, this is where you would see and moderate, approve all of your comments that are coming into your page.
So as long as we're here, where is it controlled that a person can shut off? Because that's one of the biggest things that spammers are coming in. So
spammers love open comments. I would never, ever recommend anybody have comments on their website without having to approve them first. So you're going to go to settings, and we go to discussion. And you definitely want to be notified anytime that anybody comments, so that you can come in and do that. You can change some settings, make people have to register so you know who they are. Generally, that if you want to have discussions, though, that's going to limit the number of people that are going to discuss on your page. And you check this box right here. It says comments must be manually approved. And then we shut off the comments in our pages as well, and our posts. So let's go into posts here. This is generally, you're not going to have comments on a page. you're going to want them more on a blog type of post. So, but the fields are the same. Where is it here? I'm not seeing it there. There used to be a thing right in here where you could check it off. So maybe they've changed it, and they just know everybody's shutting them off these days.
And that could easily be, because I know what you're referring to. I've seen it on some of the themes I've worked with also. But I know we've got it blocked. We've shut that off. Yeah.
Generally, we don't need comments on our blog posts. Keep that on the social media side of things.
And precisely. That's
where people are already anyway. So yeah, there's our comments. We can delete them. If we had 100 comments in here, we could send them all to spam with just a couple of clicks and get rid of them. Projects is a new tab. And I'll be honest, I don't really know what it's for.
Yeah, I've not seen that before myself. Doesn't mean it's not there. It's just that it's not one I've needed to dig into myself.
This could possibly be a tab that has come in with Divi as the theme. Some themes will add different things into.
I was going to say I've seen projects. I've seen it before, but I haven't looked at it, and I don't remember if it was a theme when I was looking at. I bet I looked at 25 different themes when we were searching.
Yeah. They could be using this as part of like a portfolio gallery. So you could have your different projects that you've worked on and categorize them.
Could be something that they're using
with posts, right?
It could be something. I wonder if it's not something where you're doing like a funnel, putting something together at that level.
Yeah.
A simple project where I'm going to sell an item or something to that effect, depending upon the theme.
Could be something like that as well.
Yeah, let's jump down to appearance.
So appearance is where we got into really customizing things. So that's where all of our themes are and our customization. And widgets.
Yeah, let's talk about widgets.
So if we've got a sidebar on our web page, we would put widgets in our sidebar where we can have a search or show recent posts or comments or, all these great things so that they've got in here as a default already. I get rid of most of them.
Yep.
We could put widgets in the footer of our web page as well. And some of them will have multiple sidebars that we can put widgets in. So each theme is going to handle widgets slightly differently, but they all work in the same way that we can just kind of choose a widget. We're going to take a calendar and we can drop it into the footer. And we'll give it a title. And I save that. And now we should have a calendar at the bottom of our page. Just like that. So that's a widget. Where we've titled it My Calendar, and we have a calendar. And then the calendar will link to your post of the day or whatever you've done for 2016, 12/09. So, and lots of different widgets that you can install. You can pull widgets from the WordPress archives. And lots of widgets from third parties. If you're looking for a widget that does something in particular, you can find one. What a lot of people will use them for is their social media follows, their Facebook, their Twitter, their Instagram feeds. And some of those will just give you some text code, right? Your wedding wire reviews, you want to put them on your web page. They literally give you the code. They don't have a widget for it. So if you want to do something like that, we're going to grab a text widget and we'll put it in our footer area too. And you would literally put your code in the content area here. And I'll just do a quick link as a proof of concept. but you could put literally anything in here.
Text, HTML code.
Text, HTML, anything.
Some of the plugins you have, there will be little things you put in brackets to access that functionality.
Yeah, and those are called short codes.
There we go. Couldn't think of short codes.
Yeah. And right there, we've got our link that we created in that text widget. So on my own personal website, I use text widgets for almost everything because I want to create a little micro website within the side of my page.
Yeah, so for sure.
That lets us kind of do that.
Yeah, mentioning Gig Builder has widgets for WordPress. Gig Builder and any of the online planning forms, DJ Event Planner, they've got HTML code that you can go and grab that HTML code, and this is where you would put it in. You'd find the area on the page. From this aspect, or back in that page builder that we were looking at, you can drop the code in there and have it exactly where you want it. So if you have a client login, put it in the right spot, right where you want it. So it's
a client login in there with DJ Event Planner. You could be putting in your request for information form, or
there's just so much
you could be embedding a YouTube video in a widget like this as well. Anything that you can think of that you can put on a web page, you can put it inside of one of these text widgets. And some of these widgets like tag clouds used to get used a lot more because they thought they were good for SEO, and Google doesn't like them so much now. So
Yep. It's amazing how things change with that.
So I see Jimmy wants to see the site. So this is what we've got right now. It's just a basic website here so far, where we didn't load our Google map correctly, but we've got some blurbs with icons, and we've got a call to action, which takes them to their contact form. We've got a couple of widgets at the bottom that we've built in. And
everything is basically placeholders until you put what you really want in those areas, of course.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll jump to menus here in just a second, because I think we need to talk about the menus a little bit, and then we'll briefly plug in. We've got only about 5 minutes left. I rent and grabbed from the chat room 2 names for the subscription. If you are here, what I need you to do is you're going to go to facebook.com/JohnYoungMN. That's my personal Facebook page. You go there and message me. The 2 that we picked is DJ Eric Brandenton from, I believe, Brandenton, Brandenton, from Florida. DJ Eric, go message me on Facebook so I can get your information and get you set up with the subscription. And then DJ Flawless Execution, you are the other winner. So the 2 of you need to go and message me on, again, Facebook, facebook.com/JohnYoungMN, JohnYoungMN. That is me, and we will get you hooked up. So, all right, let's grab our last couple of things, talk about menu and plugins, and then we're going to wrap it up.
Right. So menu, okay, WordPress by default is going to make a menu of all the pages that you have on your website. They may not be what you want in your navigation. You might want to lay them out differently, nest some underneath the different ones. So you're going to want to create a new menu. So you just click on create new menu, and it pops up here. We're just going to call it main, and we can create a menu. Now, we don't have a whole bunch of pages in our site, but we can add home to our menu. We can add our hello world post to our menu, and we can do custom links. And we can add those to our menu. Any of these things can be moved around, nested underneath each other. So we just pick up hello world, move it over. We can move far out host underneath that. And then we can decide that wants to be our primary menu. Some themes will have secondary menus and footer menus as well.
Yep.
And you can choose to have this menu automatically add new pages if you're confident that every page that you build is going to be one that you want as a top level. So we click save on that. and we go back to our page, and now instead of home and uncategorized here, we see our home with Hello World and Far Out Host in below it. Just as we created it.
Yep. Because those were submenus under your main. Yep, so there you go.
Yeah. Now we can move those over. We don't like that. Refresh this now. And we've laid out our menu like that instead. And
that's the primary. Now, where were the other two?
So our secondary menu is in this red bar here, right above. So if you had a second set of navigation items that you want to use, that you want to lay out, maybe your email address and some social media icons, you could lay them out like that with as a secondary menu.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And we've got our footer menu down at the bottom. I don't know if that's showing or not.
Yep, it is.
So you can have all of these things be the same. You can set them all up each individually by creating different new menus and assigning them to these positions. It's pretty flexible as far as what you can do.
Yeah, cool. Let's take a couple.
You can make a different menu. You can make it in a widget, and you can put it in.
I've had to do that. Put it in a widget, and HTML code can be a menu. There's a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump to plugins. We got a couple of minutes left, and we're just zipping through a little bit just to give you guys an idea if you haven't dug into it.
So the other two items there were background and editor. Background takes you right back into customization, and editor is where you actually get into all the code. So you don't really need to get into all of that unless you're an advanced user.
You leave that alone.
Plugins. Plugins are what we use to add all sorts of functionality to our website. Anything that you can imagine that you might need in your website is probably available as a plugin. Most plugins that you're going to want to use are going to come straight from the WordPress archive. You can search for them here. They give you a variety of options. A great one is the WP Super Cache. If we install it, which is just a click, I love that we just click a button and things are installed to our website. Now, this plugin in particular is going to help speed up our page processing speed, which is going to improve our Google rankings.
Yes.
Potentially. There's no guarantee to that. But really, almost anything that you can think of is going to have a plugin to achieve some level of the functionality that you're looking for. The best plugins, obviously, they come at a premium price again. But if they do something that you really need, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
Right. Akismet comes pre-installed on, I think, every WordPress installation I've ever seen now. It is a great one for cutting down on comment spam. If you're going to allow any sort of comments, you have to get a little key from them. It's free, and they're really, really great at stopping the spam right in its tracks. And I look at my Akismet numbers, and it's like, we've stopped 9,800 spam comments, and you didn't see a single one of them. I'm like, yay.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't have to do anything.
I'm okay with that.
Hello Dolly is also one that comes in every WordPress plugin. And what did that plugin do? It puts a line from the song Hello Dolly at the top of your WordPress dashboard. Stupid as heck, but it proves that really anything that you want to alter about WordPress can be altered via a plugin.
Yeah, there's a lot.
It's such a silly thing, but a Louis Armstrong song in your dashboard. But you can change anything.
Yeah, just crazy.
But that's the specialization and the beauty of open source software like WordPress.
You can do so much with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff.
You could do a 400-hour course on WordPress.
Oh yeah.
So what we've covered here tonight is like just
scratching.
We've skimmed the top off the top of what you're really able to do.
Because as you continue down, you get into setting up multiple users, and the tools, and there's so many avenues of what we didn't get to tonight.
And multi-sites, and create whole directories of sites that feed traffic to each other, and so much.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
much it's capable of.
And not that you have to be that in depth and complicated.
No.
You can have really. With a little tweaking of the text, a single page website, we in essence could have done that. If we'd have had the text, dump it in, we'd have been done with a single page website.
Absolutely.
So,
and in no time at all.
Yeah.
And we could easily do that one night, is build a page, but I think that might be a little dull for some people.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll get to, you guys what I want you to do now is don't put it in the chat on the side after we're done. If you've got some questions or thoughts, please put that into the question or the comments below the video when we're done. And then we'll come back and we'll look at that and find if there's some themes of what you guys want us to do. We will do that. We can do that in the next show, which we do in January.
Yeah.
If there's something you want, specifically want us to dig into, or whatever. If there's something a burning desire to learn more about WordPress, because between Jason and myself, we've done 2 websites and we're really good at those. And then we'll get back and dig into that just a little bit more. So cool. Jason, thank you for being with tonight and sharing some really good stuff. And we'll be back again to talk more WordPress on a future show.
Well, thanks for having me, John. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, Merry Christmas to you, my friend, and we will see you later. Gang, I've got Arnaldo's show is going to be up here in a couple of minutes. I just put a link in the chat room so you guys can check it out, and we'll be back to you in probably about 3 or 4 minutes because we've got to do some switching over. So, Jason, once again, thanks for being on tonight.
Thanks, John.